Imagine visiting cities 6,500 years old, encountering dramatic rockscapes in the Valley of the Moon, and standing in the spot where Moses stood. Feels like something out of a movie set? Well, not quite. This is Destination Jordan. Welcome to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. We're traveling for the next 6 days across the country to take in some of the history and culture that this wonderful country has to offer. Our journey began in the capital city of Amman, where our Mitsubishi Pajeros were waiting for us at the airport. Jordan has such a deep history. There's so much to see, there's so much to do. The only way to really do it is to get yourself one of these and take your time and drive across the country. We got in touch with the good people at Beyond Travel to hook us up with this Mitsubishi Pajero and a brilliant 6-day itinerary to see what we could through Jordan. Our first destination was the ancient city of Jerash. This ancient city dates back 6,500 years. It came into its golden age in 63 BC when the Roman general and statesman Pompey conquered it and brought it under the rule of Rome. Over the last 70 years, the city has been excavated and restored and is one of the best preserved Roman provincial towns in the world. A harmonious blend of ancient and modern makes it easy to lose oneself in its charm. The next morning, we set off to the Amman Citadel, situated on a hill overlooking the old part of Amman. It was once home to a temple dedicated to the great Hercules, built way back in 166 AD. All that's really left of the demigod statue are his fingers and an elbow, as the rest is said to have been destroyed in an earthquake. But really, it's the views from here that are amazing. From the citadel, we made our way towards Wadi Mujib. About 40 minutes away from Amman, you reach a nondescript sign beside the road that says you are now at sea level. And then the road carries on descending until you reach about 400 meters below sea level. A short drive away, you come face to face with the Dead Sea. So here I have my first cup of Jordanian coffee. With it, I have this brilliant view of the Dead Sea and the Israel and Palestine mountains. The Dead Sea is the most saline lake in the world, making it uninhabitable for any form of plant or animal life. And since it sits 430 meters below sea level, it's also the lowest land point on Earth, sitting between the countries of Jordan, Israel and Palestine. So today we were driving on this brilliant road by the Dead Sea, with the Dead Sea on our right, and we were driving on this lovely road that hugs the side, and we drove for a couple of kilometers and we came to this place called Wadi Mujib. Wadi Mujib is this lovely canyon that you can walk up into for about 1.5 kilometers with the river and over waterfalls and over ropes that you rappel up. We enjoyed a spectacular drive to arrive at an even more spectacular location, the Mujib Reserve, which is the lowest natural reserve in the world. Now, Wadi Mujib is best explored on foot, and we started off with the Mujib Sikh Trail. The walk starts out easy, but as you trudge up the river, the ankle-deep water becomes waist-deep, and at times you're almost neck-deep in water. You do have guides to help you navigate the tougher sections, but it's a trek worth doing. Exhausted, we wound the day up with a smooth drive through the hills and up steep slopes, backdropped by a setting sun, to Madaba, 40-odd kilometers away. Known as the City of Mosaics, Madaba has one of the oldest mosaic maps of the Holy Land in St. George's Church. But it's what's outside Madaba that most people come for. Mount Nebo, according to the Bible, is where Moses stood and looked out at the Promised Land. Sweeping vistas from here of the Jordan River, the Dead Sea, and on a clear day, you can see the spires of Jerusalem. From here, we made our way back to the highway to continue our journey to Petra. The roads here cut through the desert and are well maintained, and traffic isn't much, and you mostly see trucks and tourist vehicles. Most of our day was spent driving through the desert to get to our destination, Petra. A quick night's sleep later, we set off to explore the archaeological marvel. 3 times a week, the city is open at night and is illuminated by candlelight. From the visitor center, you need to walk 2 kilometers to the entrance of the city. You follow the lanterns through the gorge to reach the most popular part of Petra, Al-Khazne, or the treasury, that's also lit up by candles. Movie buffs will be thrilled to know that the last scenes of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade were shot here. Early next morning, we were back at the ancient city carved out of rock. As per the region's history, the origins of those who founded Petra are unknown because the architecture here seems to have been inspired from various parts of the world. However, what remains in the city now are the tombs and some freestanding structures, as all the houses were destroyed by earthquakes. Leaving Petra was tough because there's so much to explore and there's so much to do. It would take 5 days to get all of it in. But the day's agenda held a drive to Wadi Rum. You'll be greeted by a maze of monolithic landscapes that rise up from the desert floor to heights of 1700 meters. While exploring the canyons and waterholes, you arrive at a 4,000-year-old rock drawing and many other spectacular sights. We drove up a small hill from where you could see the waters of the Red Sea. Like any other beach town, it was bustling with tourists busy shopping and eating. The road from Aqaba to the Dead Sea was superb. A single strip of tarmac cuts through 150 kilometers of desert with hardly any traffic. As the desert ends, our journey comes full circle and we were back at the Dead Sea. Today, I'm not a happy camper. Our Jordan drive comes to an end here at the Dead Sea. Today was our last driving day. We wanted to get here as soon as possible and spend as much time as we could here. But the road from Aqaba to the Dead Sea was spectacular. We drove through this brilliant desert where the road, just perfect road cutting through the desert. On the other one side you have Israel, on the other side you're in Jordan. You can look into Israel, you can see the people there, you can see the trucks moving. You're just kind of with it for about 150 kilometers and you end with this beautiful view of the Dead Sea. Now we're going to jump in, finally see what it's all about, and hopefully not float all the way to the other side into Israel. Ciao.